Welcome to another episode of Jakpa Stories, the podcast where every story inspires another. On this episode of the podcast, it is an episode you would not want to miss. We have in the building an entrepreneur, a health professional, in the name of Kennedy Gates. I don't think I would do justice to how he deserves to be introduced. So I'll turn it over to him. Kennedy.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Jakpa Stories.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here today.
We're delighted to have you. And I think we've been working on this for, it's over close to 6 months now.
Yeah, it's been in the work. That's how it happens. We had to make it work somehow.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. If you were to introduce yourself to people who don't know you, how would you introduce yourself?
I would say my name is Kennedy Gates. I'm a real estate investor. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a home healthcare agency and a staffing agency here in Calgary, Alberta. We are in other cities right now as well. Most importantly, I'm a mindset enthusiast. I like everything mindset. It's been an interesting journey moving to Canada, and I've always wanted to use what I know to help other people grow.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Thank you.
I see you on social media, different places, doing a lot of incredible things. I know for our audience, a lot of folks would benefit a lot from what you've been able to do, and some of the nuggets that your experience over time would help certain people catch up with that mindset shift. But before we get into that, have you ever heard the word Jakpa?
Yes, I've heard Jackpot, and I've followed Jakpa Stories for a long time now.
Yeah. So, what do you think the word means?
Jackpot to me, if I had to use something to sound like Jackpot, I would say, I think of Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah, him leaving and getting on that ship, going to discover new places.
Yeah.
There was no assurance of what he's going to find. Some people said the world was flat, so there was a chance he would fall over that cliff, but he kept going. He said, I would find it, that curiosity to discover what is out there. That's what I see when you mention Jakpa Stories.
I like that. That is a version that I haven't heard before on the show.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I see Jakpa like Christopher Columbus. That person who decides that I'm going to throw myself out there. I don't know what's there, but I know there could be something. I will find out. Yeah.
So it's getting, first off, the curiosity.
Yeah.
Secondly, that dissatisfaction with the status quo and wanting to uncover more. Yeah. So guys, this is a new one, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So the next time you think of Jackpot, think of Christopher Columbus. Kennedy has just dropped another one for us. So if you're exploring, if you're thinking about moving somewhere else, if they told you the world was flat and you wanted to see for yourself, be like Christopher Columbus and jackpot from one location to another.
Absolutely.
That's a solid one.
Thank you.
So for those who don't know you, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Cameroon, West Africa. Just
Cameroon?
Next to Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I always thought it was Ghana.
Now you know.
For some reason.
Yeah, I'm from Cameroon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
So we'll probably even go deeper because I was born in Cameroon.
Oh, you see? Let's do it.
I had no idea. For some reason, I always thought Ghana, Ghana always came to my mind first of all. So I was born in Northwest Province in Bamenda.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are originally from the Northwest too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Precisely from Ndu.
Yeah.
That's from the Canberra area.
Yeah. I know where you're talking about. And I went to Sacred Heart College.
Oh, wow. Good. Yeah, you guys are very proud guys.
Yeah,
Sacred Heart, Mancon and all this.
Well, I mean, for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, when you hear of Chessans, ask again. They're always solid in everything they're doing. Yeah, but this took me aback. Like I'm really genuinely surprised. I never knew you were Cameroonian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, it makes the show even more interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a lot of relatable stuff that we can even dive deeper into. So, have you always known that you were going to leave the country at some point? Or when did you start entertaining those thoughts?
My story is a little bit complex, but I'm going to summarize it.
Yeah.
I grew up thinking and hoping that Cameroon would be the place I would live forever. But as you grow up, you start discovering things, you start having different desires and ambition. I wanted to be better, to discover the world, to push myself. And I thought being in a different environment would give me that opportunity to grow. So I started having hopes of traveling abroad. I tried the USA, it didn't work, and I turned to Canada, and I made it here. So that was my journey. I mean, we've been through a lot of things, that's why sometimes talking about immigration, it's a fascinating story.
It is.
Someone who's never been to an embassy and stood before an official, and he literally has your future in his hands. If he says yes, your life has changed. If he says so, being in that position and the adrenaline and the tension, some people will go through life without ever experiencing that.
Very true. Very true. I mean, just with you describing that, I can picture myself at different stages, at different moments, going through that experience.
Yeah.
Whether prior to leaving, whether it was getting a visa to travel to different countries, and you're standing right there in front of whoever that individual was at the embassy, and that person calls the shot.
Yeah, he literally has your future in his hands. And maybe after that, you have to go back home and wait for a response.
Exactly.
A day feels like a year, and you have to wait.
Oh wow! So I remember a lot of us growing up. Even from I would say back in elementary school, it wasn't really so common back then, because I went to PNU in Bamenda, and then from there to Sacred Heart, right?
I think you came from rich parents, because I went to government school from primary school to university, boy. So we were jealous of the Sacred Heart boys and stuff, but
right?
That's the reality.
So mom and dad, you guys did a good job. So hats off to you guys. I know you always watch it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and back then in school, a lot of folks, by the time they're even wrapping up with Form 5 or high school, they're already thinking of either London was the thing, US was the thing back then.
Yeah.
I never heard a lot about Canada, to be honest.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I told you I tried the USA and it didn't work, and then I turned on Canada.
Oh man.
So
yeah. So a lot of folks back then is either you're going out to Europe or London was a common one, and then US. And so for you back then, that's when you started nursing that idea to travel.
Yeah, my story started, I had always dreamed of being an engineer. Growing with parents who tell you what life it should be.
Yeah.
It's more like go to school, get a good job, a good career, get a good job, get married, have kids, and you're success. So my story was, I wanted to be an engineer. And starting off, I went to the University of Chang, and I studied physics. And the reason for studying physics was to do engineering.
Right.
But after I finished with my degree in physics, my parents were not rich enough to send me to an engineering school. In Cameroon, you have to write a competitive exam to get into that school in Yaoundé.
Yeah.
And when it comes to competition in Africa, competition means bribery.
It's
Who pays
money.
the highest amount of money.
You gotta.
So I could not make it, and I was disappointed. I had an option to go to Nigeria and do engineering, but still, it was expensive.
Which school was that?
No, there was a school in Calabar, an engineering school.
Oh, University of Calabar.
Yeah, I had to go there, but the money could not, they could not come up with the money.
Yeah.
The other option I have was to be a teacher. When you graduate with physics in Cameroon, what else would you do?
Yeah.
Teach.
Yeah.
And I really didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't admire the teaching profession. I have nothing against teachers. I respect them. Yeah. But teaching was not my calling, as I would say.
because it comes with that
Mhm.
passion.
Yeah.
Because as a teacher, like I respect teachers a lot because it takes this extra patience to be able to deal with students.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes you're doing your best and like trying to impact the next generation. And some folks are just not like they're just at a stage where they're not serious with stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're not passionate about it, it's not a profession where you can just go in and say, oh, I'm going into this because I want to make money.
Well, and even if you go in to make money, I don't think you would last.
Yeah.
You have to really, or maybe except you develop the love for the thing at some point.
At
and
some
get
point,
into it.
yeah.
So to me, it was starting off like that, staying out of university, not having something I wanted,
Yeah.
and not wanting to be a teacher. And that's when the traveling abroad came in the Jackpot.
Wow.
And I thought of traveling. I started with the USA, it didn't work. So I went back to the University of Boya, wrote the nursing entrance exam.
Yeah.
I passed and I started another degree in nursing.
After the first one
in physics.
Wow.
I remember going to a nursing class. Physics has a lot of complication.
Yeah.
You study physics at the university level, you're dealing with equations
honestly,
subatomic particles and all these things. And going back to nursing, I felt like I went back to kindergarten school. Now, honestly, I remember sitting in a nursing class and they're teaching me how to make a bed. I'm like, this is Kennedy. And it's not just being in the nursing class. It's going back with folks who were 4 years behind you.
Yeah.
In high school, and now you're sitting in the same classroom.
Oh man,
that's what I had to go through, boy.
That takes
and that was the Jackpot journey, because the nursing was the easiest way for me to travel abroad. So I was willing to take another 4-year degree program,
right?
Because I knew with a nursing degree I would have easy access.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Your story comes with a lot of twists.
Boy, it's a deep story.
It comes with a lot of twists because. Like anybody that sees you right now and the amazing things that you're doing. And that's why, for me, I always get fascinated with connecting the stories before and after. Because a lot of people see people who are doing well, but they don't know what they had to go through and the mindset they've had to build over the years to keep them where they are and to keep going strong.
And in addition to that, it gives me a deep sense of compassion and consideration for immigrants, regardless of what country they come from. Canada is such a strategic country where no matter how you get here, you have to pay the price.
Sure.
You cannot come here easily. I don't care whatever means you come, if you're coming through an immigration process. I call the Canada immigration process a test of patience. It took me almost 3 years to get a visa to come here. I remember every day. And back in the days, we didn't have technology like now. You would gather your documents, send them to a different country, because we didn't have the Canadian consulate back in Cameroon.
Yeah.
So when I see people, it gives me a sense of compassion for immigrants. I deal with real estate today. I rent to immigrants, even some people who don't have their legal papers already in place. I know they're in the process. I know I was at that point some years back. So it gives me the appreciation. I see an immigrant as somebody who is willing, like I say, Christopher Columbus, going to a different place, carries his whole life in 2 cases of 23 kilograms, and all he has is a dream in his hand. So he has that dream and those 2 cases, and that is it. Starting a life, hitting the reset button. When you have to reset, when you reset your phone to factory setting.
Starting afresh.
The person who was willing to press that button and start everything afresh.
Wow.
That's the immigrant. That's the Jackpot.
Honestly, the way you like break it down, because a lot of people are going through these different stages, right? Here I try to connect with people at different phases. There's someone out there who is thinking of immigrating. A couple of years back, that's probably where you were, right?
Yeah.
There's someone who is already in the process. And then there's someone who just arrived.
And there's someone who arrived and is trying to integrate and it's not working.
Yes.
Wait till you hear the part where I moved to Canada. Things did not work out. After 5 months, I flew back to Africa and started all over.
Wow.
You get it.
Guys, you guys are in for it. I told you this is the session that you've been waiting for. This episode just press pause and get back to it. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's part of my story. Yeah, this was my second coming. You know, when they say the second coming of the Messiah, this was my second. I mean, I remember coming back to Canada, and I told guys that, you know, I'm going to Canada now like a late comer. You know, when you get into a classroom and you're late, and the adrenaline, the rush, and you have to scramble through, and you end up finishing faster than the people who had all the time. So that was me coming back, because I actually came here with the hope of staying and everything, and my papers didn't work out.
So the first time, what year was that?
I was, I think, in 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came and then you did the nursing program here, or
so what happened
first
is,
time?
you know, when you're in Africa, you see the world through the internet and what people tell you, which is always different from the reality.
Yeah.
So after studying nursing and deciding to move to Canada, I went online on the internet and searched. And what I learned from the internet was that to work as a nurse in Canada, first you need to be registered as a nurse in Canada.
Okay.
And have a license.
Yeah.
And after that, you could get an employment offer, and then use the employment offer to apply for residency.
Okay.
So I started from there, sent in my documents to Alberta. For assessment, all my transcript, everything. And after assessing my documents, they told me I was eligible for the assessment. It was an in-person assessment, and it was here in Edmonton.
Oh, wow.
So I got a visitor visa from Africa to Canada for the assessment. But because
you were flying in just to come for the assessment.
Yeah, but because it was a 6 months visa, I knew that when I do the assessment, I have enough time to finish with my registration, get an employment offer, and then apply for my permanent residence and stay. So leaving with a visitor visa, I sold everything, I gave up everything, and I said goodbye to everybody and the family.
And everyone is like cheering. Our son is finally leaving.
Of course. Then got here, had my own shocks. First thing, I had friends in Quebec. That was the only place I knew people. So I went to Quebec, and nobody had told me how vast Canada is. You know, I thought it was like in Cameroon. If you're in one city, you can take a bus to the other city.
Exactly.
I went over to Quebec, spent the first 2 weeks there, and my assessment was coming up. And I asked guys, hey, how do I get to Edmonton? What bus do I take?
Oh my God.
And they told me there's no bus from Quebec to Edmonton. You had to fly. I was like, not even a train. They're like, no, a train will take days.
Wow.
You get it? And I didn't have money for a flight at that time. You remember, I sold everything. I had to get some money from Africa to pay a flight to there, which was a waste, because if I knew that, I would come straight to Alberta.
Correct.
So that was the whole story. So coming here, doing the assessment, and holy moly, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they clearly told me I couldn't get a registration. I had to start everything from zero.
Wow.
And I remember being so disappointed, so angry, frustrated, telling them, but what do you mean? Anatomy and physiology is anatomy and physiology. I studied the same thing. Yes, can I do an upgrade? They're like, no, you have to start everything. We can't just let you do an upgrade and work here as a nurse. And that's the
part. They want you to start from scratch.
That's the part I didn't see coming.
Wow.
And that's why I admire the immigrant's journey, and that's the Christopher Columbus. He didn't know what rocks were there in the ocean, what was going to come. And I did everything I could, and it didn't work out. I was there stranded. I was back in Quebec, not knowing what to do. I had lost my return flight, because with all that I was doing, I knew that if I lose the flight, I'm here to stay. So now I didn't have a flight to go back. I didn't succeed in staying here. My family had already celebrated their son went to Canada. So I had to go through that painful process of not letting my documents go into an illegal status. I had a 6 months visa. So I tried everything I could, but at that 5 month period, I packed my things. People could not believe back home I was coming back, took my flight, and went back home. As young as I am, with a degree in nursing, left Africa, traveled to Canada, and then they see me back 5 months later. Like, what could be going on with this young man?
Like what's going on?
And he didn't come back rich. You know, when you come back from abroad, you're either coming with money.
The mindset is, this guy has made it, so he's coming back with solid stuff.
It was a real challenging time of my life.
Wow.
But that's part of the story, right?
The integrity, because I've seen a few folks here who not in the exact same situation,
Yeah.
but they know that the papers are getting expired, but they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna disappear in the system, and then from there, it's just from like one survival stuff to
Another
the other,
survival.
and it's almost like once you get into that loop, then you keep going around,
Yeah.
and you're never getting out of it.
Yeah, believe me, I had all ideas run through my mind. I had people who even told me, if you go back, you might never come to this country again. I mean, the people who were already here. As they were even surprised I got a visitor visa to Canada as young as I was.
Wow.
So it's a matter of integrity and personality.
Yeah.
To me, we all know I could seek for asylum or create some story and something. But to me, I had a lot of respect for myself. Yes, I had a job back home. I left to come here, but I knew deep inside I want to preserve that integrity, that personality.
Yeah.
I knew if I don't make it here, I could go somewhere else. And I also found out that if I travel back and don't mess up, I have better chances of coming back again.
Yeah.
So to me, that was, and I know somebody's watching this right now, probably in a situation where they feel stuck, they want to mess it up. The system is so digital now, they will track things so much
100%.
that sometimes it's better to take a higher risk and keep things clear instead of messing it up and then having to mess it up. It's like I tell people, there's no point lying.
True.
When you lie one time, you have to
keep
lie
lying
1,000 times to cover the first lie.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, right? So
it keeps going.
So sometimes the price you pay for that initial lie can be costlier than facing the truth and just being truthful. So to me, I had to face the reality, pack my bags. I knew it didn't work. I preferred to lose a battle rather than lose the war.
The war.
So I saw it as a battle, and I packed and I went back, and truly it was a battle because I came back.
Yeah.
And I came back with a permanent residence visa.
Oh wow.
3 years after that.
3 years.
It took 3 years of processing for me to finally get a visa and fly back here.
There's a lot of resilience.
And that's why I say
story.
I respect every person who comes here.
Yeah.
Because immigration is like the ultimate test of patience and resilience.
Very true.
I don't care how you come here. If you come through school, you would have to go through some tedious education, then try to get a full-time job.
Yeah.
Try to apply for permanent residency. It's a lot of resilience, patience, and sacrifice.
It takes a lot. Like it tests you on every level. It tests how mentally fit you are, how resilient you are, and how you can push through certain things that will be thrown at you.
And that's where it bothers me to see people who can go through that and still end up compromising for an average life. I'm like, boy, you've been through hell already. Go through another hell and build a great life.
Exactly.
You didn't go through all that
to just
end up normal.
Yeah.
I mean, you've not made up for that sacrifice. That was a test. That was a character building process.
Yeah.
I know that everybody who has immigrated has already proven themselves that they can sacrifice to be great.
Yeah.
But so when I see people who go through this, and then once they get their papers, get their permanent residence or citizenship, they drop everything and they start dancing with everybody going through the floor. I'm like, no, you lost it. You see,
that was just the beginning.
I was trying to figure out at what point do you lose that fire? Do you lose it at the airport when you land, you give up? Is it when you get your permanent residency? Is it when you get your citizenship? I'm still trying to know where people lose that flame.
Yeah.
You get it? And that's why I went into mindset to try and reignite it and tell people, you know what? You have what it takes to build a great life.
Build it. Yeah. No, I love that because I think when you finally come in, because folks come in through different, different paths.
Yeah.
Take a student, for example, who has come in, an international student. You've come in, you've paid the fees.
It's a lot of money,
like 3 times higher than what other people are paying.
Yeah.
You're done paying that. Your postgraduate work permit, if you're lucky to have it, you start working. And then next step, you want to get your permanent residency, and then from there, get your citizenship. But what you said really strikes me because just thinking about it, I can see that it's very true because a lot of people lose that fire at some point.
Yeah.
When it's either between the path of like getting a PR and a citizenship, or even after getting the citizenship and you get the passport, then
Yeah, it's like I'm Canadian now. We can dance the dance. We can go weekends wasted. We can
Yeah.
travel. We can work and go to Mexico once in a while and leave the dream. That the dream is more like fitting in at that point.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you keep the fire burning for yourself? Or what was the reminder that you had to constantly keep at the forefront of everything you're doing, that, you know what, it took me a while to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm here. I have everything I need, but it goes beyond just being comfortable.
I think it's that curiosity.
Mm.
You see, I'm shocked that people never stop to be curious enough to ask themselves, why do some people seem to have everything and enjoy the beauty of life,
Yeah.
and other people work so hard just to survive?
Yeah.
It's that curiosity for me. I come from a research background. I come from a scientific background. I want to research. I want to know stuff. So the curiosity led me to want to know why
Yeah.
other people own everything, why they live in abundance, and the neighbor is working so hard just to have those crumbs. That's the curiosity. And also the fact that I was exposed to this life twice. I came in the first time,
Yeah.
and at that time I didn't work like I would.
You couldn't
need to.
work legally.
I
Yeah.
just stayed at home waiting for my things to go through. And during that time, I studied a lot of immigrant families. Both the families that hosted me and the other families, I took time to see how much they make, how much they spend, how much they are saving. And I realized that some of them could not save as much money as I did in Africa. I mean, even
Wow.
after the conversion
Interesting.
into Cameroon currency.
Because
So
the
when I,
bills are like
when I
back to
flew
back.
back after 5 months, so the 5 months I had here was like a first exposure, a research period, because I was not busy working.
Yeah.
So when I went back, I could compare both societies, and I knew exactly that there must be something out there in Canada that I have to do differently.
Yeah.
You see, you have to take a stop at some point and ask yourself, these folks have been here for 20 years. Are they where they dreamt to be? Do I want to be where they are 20 years from now? And if I don't want to be there, I have to do something different. And it's that curiosity that led me to like, what is it actually that makes some people get the things they want? And I mean, maybe we're still going to get there, but
Yeah.
like I said, when you have that desire, that curiosity, God or whoever you believe in slowly exposes you to the answers.
Yeah.
To me, it came through my healthcare job. I worked as a caregiver.
Okay.
I remember one of my first jobs, the client they sent me to take care of, because I was deeply curious. I remember going on the internet and Googling, what does it take to be a millionaire in America? Like Google would be the last place you should search such reliable information.
And hope to find
But
it.
that's how desperate I didn't know whom to ask from.
Right.
So my first job, they sent me to work in home care, and I took care of an elderly man.
Okay.
And that guy was rich, like filthy rich. He lived in a mansion here in Calgary. I was lucky to be exposed because it's difficult to know the rich people here. Everybody drives a good car. Everybody lives in a good.
True.
You can appear rich in this part of the world,
Yeah. And not be actually
and
rich.
not be actually rich. So working for that guy, I learned a lot. I remember persevering with him, becoming one of his best caregivers. And I would sit with him, I said, JC, how did you get all this money? What can one do? And that's where you have to be courageous sometimes, to ask the real people,
Yeah.
to ask the real questions. Keep aside your ego and go and say, please tell me, teach me. And that guy told me a lot of things.
Wow.
He told me a lot. He had books. And some night shifts he would be sleeping and I would be reading some of his books. He recommended books and he told me, if you can practice these things, you can have the money you want, regardless of your color, your background, your current situation. Because I was a caregiver making $16 an hour at that point. I had no connections. I'm an immigrant too.
Yeah.
But he told me, if you practice these things, you can go from here to where you want to be in life.
So it's about the principles.
The principles,
Yeah.
the mindset, and that's why I got invested in mindset. Because after working for him, I worked in a facility,
Okay.
and in the facility, that's where the regular folks end. You get it? It's like a big
It's
kindergarten.
like another
adults.
healthcare facility.
Yeah, it's a healthcare facility.
Okay.
I saw a lot of suffering, a lot of people who didn't want to be there. The guy who had money lived in his home till he died. When you have money, you can buy comfort. I say money buys comfort. It makes your life easier.
Yeah. No one is coming to take you out of your home.
No, in your home,
go put
you
you
can
in
pay for the caregivers. Your doctor can come to your house if you have money.
Come see you there.
Your physiotherapist will come meet you there. Your massage therapist will come. I booked that guy's private trips to Houston. He had a house in Houston.
Wow.
And so when he was traveling with his girlfriend, I would arrange and he would get his private plane from here to there and back.
Interesting.
So that exposure to that lifestyle.
That's like filthy.
No, he was rich. He was rich.
Money.
When I say rich, it's rich.
Yeah.
You get it. And summertime, he would say, let's go for a ride. Take me for a ride. I'm like, which car do you want? He had a Bentley. He had all these Mercedes, very classy cars. When I put him in that car in the passenger seat, gave his pillows, gave him some ice, and I sat in the driver's seat, I immediately forgot that I had him there. I would sit there soaking. I'm driving. I'm like, God, this is where I belong. Thank you for bringing me here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. So sometimes you need a little bit of exposure. You see. And I say God always answers your prayers. You have to be smart to see the things that are coming. He will bring people on your path.
Yeah.
You have to be able to identify the people and benefit from them. So I saw that as a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Working in the facilities, I took care of regular folks, and I did spend time doing my research. I would say every young person should do an internship in a seniors facility, in an adult people's homes.
Really?
That will tell you what your future would look like. It's like a time travel.
Oh.
You need to spend time with people
who
are in their 80s and 90s and let them tell you their stories, and you reflect on your life right now. Because when I came out, I spoke to people in the facility. What did you do in your life? And he would show me all the corporate jobs he did, the few trips he made to different countries. He had photos, the memories. Memories are good. I'm not denying memories.
Yeah.
But he had all the good memories. But he was suffering right there.
At that point.
He didn't have money to pay for a private caregiver. If he had enough money, he would prefer to stay in his home. Because when I work in a facility, nobody ever wanted to be in a nursing facility. They had no choice. Life got so expensive to stay in that big home, they had to downsize.
Yeah.
They had to sell everything. And in worst cases, with a little bit of dementia, their kids had to lie to them that this is not a nursing facility, it's just a temporary place. You stay for now. Yeah. And they would tell us in the facility not to tell him this is it.
Oh, wow.
And after
so they're still thinking that.
And once that guy's there for a week or two, his house has been sold already. He doesn't even know.
Wow.
And now they start fighting to leave. Have you ever wondered why in the dementia unit, everybody wants to go? I want to go. Where do you want to go? He doesn't know, but he just wants to go.
Because he knows there's something out there that
so
he was
to me,
used to.
Working in a facility was an exposure that God gave me. And working with the rich guy in the home. Yeah. So when I came out of that job, I'm like, God, thank you for taking me into the future. You've shown me where people end based on what they do now. And now I know where I'm going based on what I do today. I had to change my strategy. I had to say, okay, now that I know, I'm going to do things differently from the other folks because I know where I will end based on what I do now. Life is scientific.
Yeah.
If you do things in a certain way, you end in a certain way.
100%.
And that's where I started with this whole journey of not only teaching people, but testing it on myself first. I gave myself time. I gave myself a target. I'm like, JC told me, if I understand money, have the right mindset, I can have money.
Right.
I remember giving myself 5 years for $1 million target. I say, okay, I'm going to practice this. I'm right here. Because he told me, you don't have to know the path. And that's what I said at my conference. What I'm trying to teach right now is that I have discovered a force. They've told me how to manipulate that force to bring me the things I want. How the force works is not my business. I'm not supposed to know how it works. I'm simply supposed to know how to use it. It's like gravity.
Figure out how it works.
No, and I will never know. I'm not supposed. My mental level as a human being can never comprehend and understand how it works. We have to get to a point where you know that there are things you can never understand. But if you know how to manipulate the part that is given to you to manipulate, That force brings you everything that you need. And that force, in a better way, is G-O-D, is God.
Yes.
You get it. You'll never know God. You'll never know how He works.
Absolutely.
There are things you'll never understand.
Yeah.
But if you can know how to use His force, it's like gravity. We don't know gravity.
That's true.
We can measure it. We can know it works like this.
You know it works.
If we feel it working.
Yeah.
We use it.
Yeah.
But gravity in itself, no scientist truly understands and knows it.
True.
You see, so that was me testing these things. When I tested on me and it worked, my first goal was becoming financially free.
Okay.
I know there's so many people out there who would love to do different things. I believe that the reason we are all different is the beauty of us being able to do things differently.
100%.
And I know so many people are trapped working in corporate jobs where they are expected to all do the same things, although they are all different.
Yeah.
And now they never get to touch that beauty of doing what you truly love. That's to me is success. If you can live your life the way you want to live. Say you had a dream of this podcast.
Yeah.
This to me is living your best life right now. Having the reality of this podcast
Okay.
going on. But if you are so trapped doing something that you don't like and you never have to realize this podcast dream,
Right.
that's where the pain and the suffering comes
Starts
in.
coming in.
So
What about for people who are like they know they've had that dream, they know what they want to do, but the fear of the unknown, right? Especially out here where people are working, corporate jobs. You see some people working different survival jobs, 2 or 3, and the bills are there waiting for them. It's not stopping, right? And the person is trying to balance between reality, what they ought to do to pay the bills and keep things going, versus connecting with that thing which they really want to do. Because if you think about the entrepreneurial path, there's a lot of risk around it. So would you say for someone who is like trying to balance things between the reality of having bills that are staring at them and paying for it and switching over to this other thing, what would be your recommendation for someone who is currently thinking about something like that but having a tough time getting out of it to the path of freedom?
When I started teaching financial literacy, I had to do it differently. And I mentioned this in my book. I wrote a book, by the way, Pathway to Prosperity.
I like that.
I've been finding ways to pass this to people. In addition to doing social media, I organized conferences.
Yeah.
And it was 100% free. It was like me giving back to the community. I know that, you get to a point where you feel like you have a cure to a disease. Now imagine you here finding the cure to cancer, but you don't know how to get it out there. First, they're not going to believe you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. A king is never recognized in their
in his
hometown.
home. Yeah.
You see, there's so many things you could help people with, but because they're already familiar, they don't believe it can come from somebody like you who is a friend to them, the people you struggle together. So me finding this thing was like, I know I have the solution to many problems, but how do I get it to the people?
Yeah.
I wrote a book. I'm like, some are going to read. Unfortunately, like we say in Africa, if you want to hide something from an African person,
Put it in black and white.
They'll never touch it. You get it? But I did it anyway for the folks who can read. I say that.
And for those who are interested in getting it, the book, where can they find it?
Just come, if you're in Calgary, just contact me. I've given out hundreds of free copies.
Okay.
It's not for money. Just contact me. I'll try to get you a copy.
Yeah, if I can get some, because I know folks are always reaching out.
Yeah.
Whenever we have guests, they're always reaching out to try to connect with some of the things that we talked about.
Absolutely.
So
I'll get you a few copies.
Okay.
And you can give it. So everybody knows financial literacy. Who has not heard about making a budget? Who hasn't heard about saving? Who hasn't heard about living below your means? Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Why is it that people still don't do it?
It's still hard to practice it.
You get it? To me, the solution lies at the level of the mindset. You see, And that's why in my book, I start with mindset first before financial literacy. Because financial literacy in itself wouldn't work. Because people have tried doing it.
How
You
you're thinking
have to
first.
change that thing called mindset. Mindset means how your brain is wired, how you think. I like relating to religious books. Jesus said clearly, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
The missing part in that equation was that he didn't teach how to change the thinking. You get it?
That's very true.
And that is what he left for you to figure out. He gave you the ultimate reality, which means as you think, so is your life.
Yeah.
Which means if you want to change your life, just change how you think. How to change how you think? You can do the research at that point, because when you figure it out yourself, you master it better. But if they give you everything, you will not take it so importantly.
And sometimes you don't appreciate it when it comes
to you
when
easily.
it comes free. Yeah.
And I think that's why he kept that part, and he said, as a man thinketh. And this all comes down to the mindset that I was taught. I was lucky to have met people who taught me things the right way. Because when it comes to making money, you can make money exploiting people.
Yeah.
I know people who got rich by exploiting others. But you can also make money in a genuine, ethical way where everybody who interacts with you benefits from the process. People have these negative things about money, in which stops them from getting the money they want. There's a lot of negativity around money and around rich people. But I want to make it clear. Money is not bad, it's not good. It's the person who has the money.
Yeah.
Which means if a good person has a lot of money, he does a lot of good things on earth. If a bad person has a lot of money, he does a lot of bad things. So it's the person, not the money. And I know a lot of people have good hearts. They want to do a lot of beautiful things.
Yeah.
But they need the resources. The money is not there. That's where I focused on money. But then the grandfather of all is the mindset. Because without the mindset, you can read all the financial literacy books. Who has not read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
It's like the
who has not read Think and Grow Rich? Well, why have we not just taught ourselves into riches after reading it? So to me, I was like, what is stopping people?
Yeah.
And I realized it's the mindset. And now, what is mindset actually? How can you change it? And at my conference, every time I have a conference, I start with the scary part, teaching them that. I call it the Neuroscience of Culture. And it's in my book. Because I know that if you want to understand how your thought process came into place, you have to go back and understand how it was wired and put in place. If you understand the process, you can reverse engineer it if you want. And it gets easier at that point. If you want to demolish this house, first of all, understand how it was built. You get it?
Yeah. Because the reverse engineering is like, you know how it is put up. So if you want to take it down, then you need to figure it out, but the other way around.
Yeah.
That's deep. Guys, I hope you're getting some value. And if you're getting some value out of this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It encourages us to do more of what we're doing. But this is not over. We're switching gears to some other really interesting things. I know you talked about the Rise and Shine conference. And first of all, like, really commendable that you're doing something like that and making it free for people.
Thank you.
Because I see it as a huge way of giving back, which not everyone is doing. You know, a lot of people out there, fellow immigrants who have, hit certain milestones, but some people try to protect the knowledge or the information that they have. And they try to guard it so close so that no one ever finds out, so it stays with them.
Absolutely.
So what is it that made you to take the other path? Rather than guarding jealously that information that has exposed you to a lot of wealth and everything, why did you choose to go the other way around?
That's a good question. Like I said, I don't want to say lucky. I was driven. I was pulled to the right side of the equation. I got mentored. I got taught by good people. And in that process, they taught me the idea of abundance. When you believe in abundance, you don't hoard things.
I love that.
You don't want to keep money. You let it flow through you. The value is in the flowing, not in the hoarding, the keeping.
Yeah.
What happens is, the mindset I went through, they taught me clearly, you need to believe that God, who created the universe, created enough for everybody. When you think scarcity, you're condemning his work.
Oh,
to be honest,
that's deep.
There is enough food on earth to feed every human being 3 times daily if humans understood this principle and knew how to use food rationally. There's enough clothing to clothe everybody on earth. There's enough water for everybody to drink to their satisfaction.
Yeah.
Humans have not just understood this principle of the universe, but because we don't understand, we hoard things. We keep things. We want to protect them.
Right.
Because we think that if we lose it, more will not
finish.
If you want to try this, just go to a business person and ask them how they really operate their business.
Yeah.
Somebody's sending containers to Nigeria, and you want to send some through, and you go ask them how. I want to know the path, and they will not tell you.
They don't want to tell you.
They don't realize that you're sending those shipping containers has nothing to do with his own containers. They're mutually exclusive. You get it?
I think a lot of them, I don't know if it's like the fear that if I show this person how to do this thing, maybe he's going to become a lot better.
And even if he becomes better, how does that affect your growth?
That's the thing.
Like, money is so, like, we can all have $10 million in a bank account, and there will never be a shortage of money. It's infinite. You get it?
Yeah.
Now, to demonstrate this, I started with a home care business. I did not know I was going to start a home care business. When I started this process, the people who taught me, they said, get on a mindset journey. Understand money and mindset. And the reason they said money and mindset is because, and when I say money, I mean financial literacy. Money is something that was created by human beings.
Sure.
The banking system was created. Everything that was created comes with a structure.
Yeah.
If you want to play hockey today, I mean, I come from Cameroon. I still have no clue about hockey. I just see them falling. I have a hard time even following that black smoke in the
puck.
You get it? If you want to play hockey, you have to learn the rules of hockey. If you want to play soccer, you have to know the rules.
Sure.
If you have to use money and have money and keep money and have money working for you, you have to understand money.
Yeah.
Many people never study money through their lifetime, and no university teaches money. I've been around the world.
That's true.
There is no course in school or in the university that teaches money and wealth
You
building
wouldn't find anyone out
in
there.
the strictest sense.
Yeah.
And even people who study finance and banking, they are studying to go and work in a bank or manage somebody else's money.
Not to make it for themselves.
Not to build wealth for themselves.
Right.
So when I understood what I was taught, that if you master money, understand financial literacy, how money truly works. The next part of it is mindset. Firstly, how you think and reason about the world, and understanding how other people think and act and behave.
Right.
When you understand these 2 components and you bring them together, you can have all the money you want. You can live a good life, because you can have money and be so miserable.
That's true.
Money necessarily doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
But when you have the right mindset, know what to do with money, know why you want to get the money, know how the world and people around you are going to benefit from you having money, you get fulfillment. To me, fulfillment is better than having millions in a bank account. 100%. We know people who have committed suicide, who've been on drugs, and they were multi-billionaires.
They had a lot of money.
So balancing mindset and financial literacy will give you a life of peace, tranquility, happiness, and impact.
Yeah.
And so when I tested this thing, finally realized that I want to go into this business, and that's the financial literacy part, where you understand it so much that you know the business that you want, that will give the lifestyle that you want. Not every business will lead you there.
That's very true.
And that's how I came to the home care business, a business that uses leverage.
So would you say it was part of your experience as a healthcare professional that made that a natural path for you to go into it? Or for someone who is not even a healthcare professional, would you still recommend that as a path for them?
Yes, it contributed to my going in it because I was exposed in the industry.
Yeah.
But again, I realized that it's a business that does not need the professional background I had.
So you don't even have to be a
No,
healthcare
I
professional.
suspended my nursing license
Interesting.
here in this country. I remember when I was just canceling it, people said, just keep it, you never know. I'm like, no, there's nothing like I never know. I'm never going back. I'm grateful to have worked as a nurse. I served as a nurse diligently.
Yeah.
I did it with all my heart. But there come that point in life where you're grateful for what you've been doing and you move on to the next stage in life.
Yeah.
So I suspended it, I canceled it because I didn't need it in the home care industry, right? And I knew that I had crossed the level of going back to work as a nurse. I'm still serving people through other people now.
Right.
It's like you say.
So right now it's like other people who are like, you have your hands still doing the work, but through other people. Yeah.
And so that was the money journey. And after knowing this, coming back to the question you asked, I now understood I had to share with people.
Yeah.
Because my foundation is a foundation of abundance, which means I can truly share. So I created a training program to train people how to start the same business that I do. A few people came to me asking, and I realized that by trying to tell them random things, it didn't really work. Let me create a full program so I can teach somebody properly. So I created a program, and that's where people still even wonder. They're like, if his business is working and he's making money, why would he want to teach other people in the same industry?
Yeah.
And now you flood the market, you have competition, and I just laugh. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
They still believe in that mindset.
It's something common that is out there, right? Like you see a lot of a lot of gurus and everything, and everybody's like, okay, you know what? Got to do a course, or I need to get more people into this thing. And back to what you said, a lot of people are like, if you're making a lot of money with those stuff, why are you getting more people into it? Why not just do it yourself?
Why not just do it? And that's the holding part. I don't want to keep it. I believe God brought it to me so I can pass it to another person.
Yeah.
Actually, I have this funny concept I tell people. I'm going to spend the first half of my life accumulating a lot of money, and I'm going to spend the next half spending all that money, giving it back. I don't want to die with money. I want to die empty. I want to go the way I came.
Right.
And that's where mindset really comes into the whole equation.
Yeah.
You don't get attached to money and material things anymore. You believe that if I let it go, more will come.
So it's almost like seeing yourself as a conduit.
A conduit. Because money really creates value. When
just like water is flowing through you to other places.
It did not come to me to keep it, to hold it.
Right.
It came so I can pass it to another person. I do the same thing with my tenants. I own properties. I invest in real estate.
Yeah.
I remember, I talk to tenants. Sometimes I tell them, I want you to come to me someday and say you want to buy your own house. Yeah. And I'll show you how to do it. Which landlord would want their tenant to buy a house?
Yeah.
Knowing that he will break the lease or leave your house.
Yeah.
But I tell them, no, I want you to grow. Because I know when you buy your own house, another person who still just arrived will rent that place.
Yeah.
It's the mindset thing. And I keep emphasizing, mindset and financial literacy will not just lead you to riches, it will lead you to a happier life.
Right. Like knowing how to use both of them. And
and that comes to my conference. The reason why I made my conference free was because I didn't want people to think that I want to make money from them.
Right.
And this is where you have to balance it. When things are free, they don't come with value.
That's another area.
Because I understand money. And in the principle of money and business that I was taught, when you give it for free, the value doesn't follow it.
Yeah.
When people exchange something, when they pay for something, there are times when people go to the gym just because they already had the membership and they know my money is going for nothing, I have to make use of that money.
I have to go, yeah.
But if the gym was an open door and there's a free workout, very few people would go.
Yeah.
So the membership motivates you to work.
Because once you're paying for it,
you pay for it.
It's almost like the value exchange.
It's an exchange. And that's the principle of money and business.
Yeah.
So my home care business could be free, but I know that it will not help that person if I gave it for free.
Absolutely.
By them sacrificing something, they pay attention to it better.
Yeah.
And it motivates them to want to produce and grow. The problem with the conference was that this is a new concept. To tell people that come to a conference and learn financial literacy and a mindset shift. And truly, I don't have any other motive behind my organizing the conference.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who came to my conference, they thought I was part of some network marketing,
Oh,
selling some insurance.
they thought there was something to sell.
When I posted online, a lot of people, oh, those finance guys again. You get it? Because many people who bring up the idea of financial literacy, they are always affiliated to some other insurance.
There's always one hidden product
some
somewhere.
other company, some product, or
Yeah.
make you become part of something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these companies are not legitimate companies. I'm not saying they don't help people, but I simply wanted to make it clear that I did not belong to any of them.
There was no catch.
There was no catch. I taught financial literacy and a mindset shift with the sole intention of passing what I have learned and that I know can help other people. And it's not to make people live the life I want to live. When I teach financial literacy and a mindset shift, it's so that you can live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to go to the mountains all the time, wants a small cabinet somewhere, live closer to nature, and that's the life they want to them. That's the ideal life.
Yeah.
Another person like me wants to be in a 5-star hotel and have somebody massaging my toes. So if that person can live in the mountains,
Variety.
if that person can live in the mountains closer to nature, watching the birds and stuff, and I can live in my 5-star luxury place, we are both successful.
And you're both happy.
We're both happy. It's not about the money. It's living your life the way you want to live. That's success. And I know there are millions of people, especially in this side of the world, living a life that they wouldn't want to live.
100%.
But they don't know how. They're trapped. Like this system here is a real trap.
It's a solid trap. Because a lot of times, like even for the folks that are thinking of getting out of that rat race or the 9 to 5, or nothing wrong with 9 to 5, like, you know, it pays the bills and everything.
Yeah.
But if you want to grow beyond that, that's where the mindset shifts. And financial literacy comes together, and then you really leverage that. So, for most people that are thinking of like learning more, because I think people out there would probably be, it's going to be hitting some nerves out there. It's going to be connecting with a lot of people out there. For someone who is looking forward to the next time your conference is happening, when is it happening next?
I try to make it once or twice a year. You see, but I would say, don't wait for my conference. Start
Like
today,
that.
wherever you are. We live in a world where knowledge and information is almost free. It's free.
Sure.
Everything you need is found in a book somewhere. Start reading. You get it?
Yeah.
If you can spend 45 minutes of your time daily to listen to an audiobook, to start a mindset journey, instead of scrolling all the time on social media, on TikTok and all these reels, and involved in these politics that are endless, instead of investing your time into all that, spend 45 minutes from today, 45 minutes. Read a chapter of a book daily. Listen to a podcast. Listen to an audiobook. Do that for 45 days or 90 days, and you would watch your mindset slowly shifting. You would watch your financial literacy growing. So I would say, don't wait for my conference. Start the journey today. And if you don't know where to start, if you need some recommendation of some books,
I was about going there.
I'm absolutely available. I'll recommend some books, and that's what I do in my teaching of my home care startup training.
Okay.
I tell them I'm not setting you a business and giving you, because if success was a business, many people have businesses out there and they fail all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody comes and buys a failing business and the business succeeds. It's not the business, it's the person behind the business.
Sure.
So when I teach somebody a home care startup, it's not about setting up the business. It's setting up the business and transforming this person so that when I finish setting up, this person becomes that fiery entrepreneur to run it. You get it?
They're able to run
If I focus on the setting of the business, it will always fail.
Sure.
So don't wait for the conference. Start today. Ask yourself, what do I need? To be honest, God answers every prayer.
Yeah.
And the real prayer is not the lips, the saying of the words. It's the desire, the intention.
Yeah.
If you truly desire it, I've read books and people have asked me, where did you get this book from? I'm like, bro, I don't even remember. It just came to me. I know it came to me at some point because I wanted it. I desired it. If you desire it, you will find the books. And if you cannot find the books, there's probably a reason why you're watching this podcast right now. There's a
That's
reason
right.
why we had to meet to connect.
Yeah.
That's probably your desire attracting this, so you can
To
go
get
from
the
here
message out
to
there
get the
to-
message.
Yeah.
That's how spirituality and prayer truly works. People think it's by singing words and then waiting for some miracle to happen. The miracle is happening every day in
Yeah.
front of you. You have to be able to see it.
And just being alert, and you know, when it's happening, you key into it.
Yeah, if I went to that job, there've been hundreds of healthcare aides who went and worked for that man, but did not see the opportunity.
Because it's almost like,
Just
you
like
know, they treated it like a regular
a
job.
Just like I
I just want to be in here. I
just
want
like
to do my
work,
part.
just
and
like I
wanna
work
be
in
out.
long-term care facilities.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people work in long-term care facilities. But when I worked there, it was an eye-opening for me. I used it as my research moment. And I'm so shocked that people work in there with senior folks who have made mistakes in their lives, and they cannot see this as an opportunity. God is trying to show me something.
Yeah.
Like, you have a competitive advantage over somebody who's not been there. It's like working in a hospital.
Yeah.
If you were to be at the hospital right now and see people suffering from cancer, and see people who just wish to be like you and sit on a chair like this,
Just sit down, be comfortable, see
boy,
a new day.
your level of gratitude will increase so much when you realize that just being normal is a huge privilege that you have.
Yeah.
But there are people who can work in a hospital, take care of those folks, but still would go home and spend their time complaining. They're in misery, and they end up getting sick because of all the complaints and everything. So I see this as and that's why I say God answers every prayers.
Yes.
He's showing you stuff. There's a reason why you connect with people. There's a reason why you created this podcast. There's a reason why the person watching this is watching this.
He's also watching.
It's all a
And
connected
watching this
process.
particular episode. Because,
And the mother of it all is the desire.
yeah.
Your desire attracts things. If you go on internet right now and just open YouTube, you will not see random things. They will always fall in line. Yes, it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
They call it artificial intelligence. I say there's nothing artificial about it. It was created from the universe.
Yeah.
It's like we call what do we call it? Artificial. Like, they're not organic.
Okay, yeah.
It's artificial.
Okay. Yeah.
You see, what is artificial? Everything comes from the earth.
Yeah.
You call it plastic. Well, plastic comes from raw material that come from the earth. You call it iron. Iron is dug from the
Still
earth.
the same
At the end of the day, what we call artificial is that it doesn't fall in line with the original makeup that we think.
Right.
So even the algorithm can work for you if you have the right intentions. It's not just artificial intelligence.
Pulling up the information.
Pulling up
that
the
you're
information.
seeking.
And I think we have a huge opportunity right now with internet, with AI, with everything.
Yeah.
You can easily go from 0 to 100 in a shorter time than our parents would do in the past.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of research, or even people just working, getting access to information right now is not the problem. I think a lot of people taking action is the problem.
And that's where the mindset comes in. How can you take this person who is so low in motivation, who's so filled with fear, who's so filled with insecurity? You get it? And you can go into that and dissect it with that person.
Yeah.
To understand that you're not your insecurities, you're not your fear. And that's where my teaching of my mindset goes against a lot of popular belief systems and teachings. For instance, we've been categorized into personality types.
Oh, the different,
If you ask somebody,
introvert, extrovert,
this personality type. If you ask somebody today, they will tell you, I'm this personality type.
I don't know how to talk. I'm an introvert.
Yeah, if you were to ask somebody, who are you? It was, and we affirm it every day. If you were to talk to somebody, some ladies, oh, you know me, no, you know, that's what I did. You know me, right? You get it. We reinforce who we think we are.
Yeah.
We don't realize that the personality that you have right now is just an avatar that you had to build in order to cope with life.
Yeah.
So wherever you come from, your background, the circumstances you went through, you had to build a personality to navigate, because your mind is a survival corner. It wants you to survive. If at some point it thought being an introvert will help you, it builds that being introvert.
True.
If it thought being aggressive will help you, it builds a bully. You get it? So when you get to a point where you have to shed go this thing and become nobody, that's the tricky mindset part. where you're not your identity, you're not the person you thought you are, you're not your name, you're not your career, you're not your background, you're not your village.
Forget about all of
You
that.
let go all that and you become nobody. Now when you stand there being neutral, you now have the possibility to design your future. I'm not saying it's easy.
It's like being an architect at that point.
Yeah, you design it. But yes, the remnants of the old person is still going to follow you. You have to constantly fight it.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the process of training a new person, you're not even giving a chance for the old person to die.
Yeah.
Because to let go the old person, you have to bring something that contradicts the old one. So it helps you let go the old person. So it's that mindset part where you get that person to go through, and now when they go into business, they can go boldly.
Just
They realize all the insecurities, all the things. I mean, when I started my home care business, I was 2 years in this country
wow.
with my huge African accent. The insecurities I had.
And it's,
but I had
it's,
to, I had to
it's
deal
a
with
field
it.
at that point where you don't see a lot of people that look like you that are like going into and like owning
Yeah.
facilities at that point.
Yeah.
Right? You see people that look like you who are working in those facilities, who are making the $16 per hour.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of people with disabilities and seniors and everything. But you don't see a lot of people that look like you that own it.
And that's where the mindset has to be huge for you to overcome that limitation in your head.
Yeah.
It's not just you, it's people in the community. You've heard a lot of times you bring up an idea and your friends,
or your
country folks will say, boy, you
Yeah.
know, in this country that one will not work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
It's not going to
man.
work in this country.
Same.
And the idea is because you're an immigrant, you're the minority,
Yeah.
you're an African person, and it's them,
It's
and
like
it's
multiple
you feeding yourself
layers
too. It's multiple
of-
layers you have to overcome.
Yeah.
So when I focus on mindset, it's to set up somebody to shed all those things, to overcome all that.
Yeah.
And that's why I took a year of financial literacy and mindset training for myself. That's what I call personal development. After that, I started my business. So I did not start business before. I transformed and learned, then started the business, and that's why it went faster and easily.
It's like taking care of the part that most people ignore the most.
Yeah.
Which is the mindset. And having to deal with the mindset first of all, and then it gives you a lot more speed when it's time for delivery.
Yeah, and adaptation. Because life is an adaptive process. You're going to have things you didn't expect to come.
Yeah.
You're going to have provocations here and there. When the mindset is there, when those uncertainty, those unplanned events come, you can easily navigate them. But for somebody who still has that fixed, rigid system of functioning, one thing can blow them off completely.
100%. No, I mean, I'm going to peel some more layers with you on that, because folks, I hope you're enjoying what you're listening to. And I know you've been going hard, Kennedy, ever since you came, and really appreciate that. But I'll make it a little bit light right now. So we have another section of the podcast where it's sort of a rapid fire section.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. There's going to be two options. Just tell me the one you prefer and why.
Let's do it.
All right. 9 to 5 or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
I think I know that.
I don't have to think about it. And again, it's not to put down 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I seriously believe that a 9 to 5 is an opportunity to serve, to provide service, to help other people, to learn, to connect, to know the reality, so that when you grow from there, you can do better things.
100%. And I know a lot of people who are probably doing 9 to 5 and wanting to, switch over. I think part of it comes back to that mindset, which you've talked about. So folks, if you want to learn more and you want to connect, if you can share your Instagram handle.
Yeah, my name is Kennedy Gates. Kennedy Gates, I'm Kennedy Gates on all platforms. So if you go on Google, just Google Kennedy Gates. You will have me on kennedygates.com. That's my website. You can connect with me there if you want to contact me or you want to book a session. Kennedy Gates on Facebook, Kennedy Gates on Instagram, Kennedy Gates on TikTok. It's Kennedy Gates. All rise and shine.
Yes. Love that. So next question.
Yeah.
Window seat or aisle?
Window seat, of course.
Is it for the views?
For the views, for the control,
Yeah.
for the mindset.
Mm.
When I started this mindset journey, I understood that sometimes you have to control your environment
Yeah.
to reflect who you are or want to be.
Mm.
Sitting at the window to me gives me a sense of control. It gives me a sense of power.
Right.
I can view things, I can meditate, I can do stuff. It's still great for going to the washroom. You don't have to bother. You don't have to
You have
bother
to bother
anybody.
other people.
But the next step where I'm going to now is where I don't need to choose between a window or a mindset.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if you're sitting in a private jet, you don't have to worry if it's a window or you have to bother everybody,
100%.
right?
Yeah, I love that. I love where that is going. All right, and the last one, I think this one is probably a bit controversial, but
Go for it.
you'll probably know Niger jollof or Ghanaian jollof.
Niger jollof or Ghanaian jollof? I have to pick one,
You
right?
have to pick one.
Niger jollof.
Okay.
Niger jollof, 100%. And again, it's not like Ghanaian jollof is not good, but I had to pick one. There was no neutral.
There's no neutral, so my Ghanaian brothers, sorry for you guys for this one.
I think we had Ghanaian Independence Day a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot on social media too. To all my Ghanaian people, happy Independence Day.
Yeah. I know we could go on and on and on, and I think I'm probably going to call this part one because there's a lot more layers to peel.
Absolutely.
Between the transition across the different places where you've had to navigate. For a lot of people, I asked them, was there a time when you thought of going back? You actually went back, and then you came back again.
Mm-hmm.
And not just coming, but it's almost like you made up for lost time within, a very short period of time. Where other people who had been here for probably, 8-10 years prior, for most of them, if they're looking at the progress that you've been able to make right now, it's like, making leap and bound progress. So I know folks are going to be reaching out to want to connect and learn more. Reach out to Kennedy Gates on his socials, whether Instagram, his website, and you'll be able to connect and learn more. I think for us as immigrants, we owe it to ourselves to become the best version of ourselves, to become resilient and push forward. The dreams that you came with, it didn't stop when you got a US passport or a Canadian passport. It goes beyond that, pushing beyond that to achieve your dreams.
And I would just add, I have this thing in my head that I would want to share with you. Remember, we left home to make home better. And the only way you can make home better is by becoming the best version of you.
Yes.
You see, instead of shouting about what's going on out there, involving into all these endless politics and stuff, why not focus? Push yourself to become the best version, because when you are the best version, you can go home and create that small change, that impact.
Yeah.
And I think to me, that's why I'm doing all this. I'm not doing this for this country. This country is already far gone.
Yeah.
But I know that if someday I can go back home and create that small change that small village, change that small group of people, I would have pushed the needle. So I think Martin Luther pushed the needle for us, Black folks.
Yeah.
Other people have pushed the needle. We all have the responsibility to move the needle a little bit. And someday, we as a people would be proud too.
100%. Yeah. Because that is where I think the most impact is felt.
Yeah.
Because for people who haven't had the opportunity to travel abroad, who haven't had the opportunity to visit Canada or US or the UK and all that, but they can feel the impact by the things that you get to still do for them back at home.
Absolutely.
I love that. The next part on the podcast is sort of a tradition that we have here on the podcast.
Okay.
So the previous guest always leaves a question for the next guest.
Okay.
And fortunately, I don't get to read the question.
Oh, okay.
The only time we open up the book is when you're sitting right here. So I'll hand it over to you. If you can open the book to the very last question, you read it out, and then you answer the question.
Okay, last question here.
Yeah.
It says, looking back on how far you have come, will you choose more money or have less with a balanced family life? That's a beautiful
That's
question.
an interesting one.
That's a beautiful question. And it's a beautiful question because I've always had very controversial points when it comes to balanced life.
Yeah.
I know they mentioned balanced family life. As an entrepreneur, people get to ask me, what comes first, your grind or your family? And they get shocked when I say my grind.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The grind sustains the family.
100%.
I mean, it's not even something we have to be comparing. It's like somebody trying to ask you to compare your mother and your wife. Why would you have to compare them?
There's no
They're separate
comparison.
people.
Yeah.
So when it comes to balanced life or more money, I would say both. You can have more money
Yeah.
and have a balanced family life.
Yeah.
If you know how to do it. And that's where this idea of knowing money, what type of money you should be making, understanding leverage, understanding investing. Like I say, every dollar you invest properly is a day in your future you wouldn't have to work.
100%.
And if you do that over time, you will end up having the money coming out from your investments, and then you're spending time with family. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So instead of me having to choose between a lot of money or less money and a balanced life, I would say you can have both.
You can have both.
Why not both? Boy, why not both?
Why not both, right?
Why not both? So next time somebody say choose this or that, say both.
So I want both of them.
You can have both of them. You can have a beautiful life here and you can have a beautiful life in heaven.
Yeah.
You don't have to sacrifice one for the other.
Absolutely. Even though both was not part of the option, but you can insert both.
Insert both. You get it? So to
Yeah.
whoever wrote this, I appreciate very much, but I inserted a both.
Yes.
I want both.
You're getting both of them. So now is your turn to leave a question for the
My
next
turn.
guest. Yes.
Okay. I didn't see this coming, but
Yeah.
I will do it. Let's do it. And if you are the one who wrote this, I would like to connect with you. That was a beautiful question. I love
Yeah.
it. You can see it's a female writing. So follow me at Kennedy Gates and say you wrote this thing. Okay, let's see here. Good. Got it.
Amazing.
And you say you
Thank you.
don't usually see it, right?
Yeah. I hope the person's not gonna be sweating when they're,
No,
when
it's
they're
not
reading
too
it.
complicated. Awesome. Well,
Yeah. So I really appreciate you.
I thank
coming
you
over.
for creating this. I've watched your episodes. I've watched the diversity of the topics, the people who come.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for investing in passing on the knowledge from some people to other people, acting like a vessel through this platform.
Yeah.
I mean, you've invested a lot. I was amazed when I came into this studio today, and I really appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah. No, I think it sort of connects with a lot of things which each of us are doing in different ways. But it's really back to what you said. We don't have to hoard the information. If we're really aiming at helping each other, if we're really aiming at making sure that we all succeed as immigrants, as a community. If I'm driving a Range Rover, I want to park next to my friend who has a Range Rover, so that we can both come out. People would see, oh, this is different, right? And I think we all want to see each other being successful, and there's no one road that leads to it. But I think if we all can share the information, mentor people, connect with other people, as they succeed, it gives you that joy and that satisfaction.
Absolutely.
That you've impacted another person's life in a positive way.
I love that.
And I think that's a lot of what you are doing. And that's why, even with all your busy schedule, I said, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. I kept being persistent because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the people out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most of you can attest to it by the things that you've heard. And we're going to call this part 1.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of things we didn't discuss today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting aspects. Let's schedule another one and then look forward for part 2 of this particular episode.
Absolutely.
This was just the beginning.
This is the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kennedy Gates, thank you again for making it here in Jakpa Stories. And I really appreciate the time.
Thank you
with
very
you.
much, brother.
This was amazing.
This was
Thank
really
you.
good. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.